dumbbell reverse lunge. So we're gonna talk about feet position to start with. Any of our lunging variations, we wanna be mindful that we're not getting too narrow of our stance, which happens when we cross our feet over or almost lunge with our feet in line. Then we lose that base of support and we're more focused on our balance versus executing the movement. So when I get set up, if my feet are directly under my hips, I wanna keep something relative in terms of my stance width. So when I go to that reverse lunge, I'm not getting too wide or I'm not getting too narrow. We wanna stay relatively hip width apart. The other piece is making sure we're not getting too extended. So oftentimes we'll see people really bend at their hips, hinge way forward, and they'll get way in this overextended position and then try to really do this like kipping motion with their trunk to create momentum to come back out of it. It should be a natural, smooth motion to where when you're in that bottom position, your torso angle and your shin angle of the front leg are somewhat close. It's just a kind of pretty simple rule, and you can just always look over in a mirror when you're doing it to kind of check your positioning. So if the dumbbells are in my hand, when I get to that bottom position, I can glance over, is my trunk and my shin relatively close in that angle? Then your breathing and bracing is gonna matter as always. So trying to sync up your breathing, so where if you're doing multiple sets of these for higher rep counts, it doesn't turn into you holding your breath and feeling lightheaded. You need to be able to continue your breathing pattern throughout the entire duration of the movement. And then the other piece is when you are coming back up with dumbbells. So if I have dumbbells, when people get tired and they go to that bottom position, you'll often see them kind of swing, create this momentum to where they're swinging the dumbbells to kind of come in and out of that lunge position. Reaching toward the ground to lock your lats in to where you're not using the weights as momentum and you're pulling through that front leg and not really pushing off with the back leg to come to the top position is important. And then depending on the programming, we can do this where we do all the reps on one leg or we can do it alternating. And usually that's going to be just depicted as a dumbbell alternating reverse lunge, or just a dumbbell reverse lunge would mean you're doing all the reps on one side before switching over to the opposite side.